It was because so I met Asobo in 2010. At the time, I was working on Kinect games. I don't know if you remember that, motion control games.
Yeah.
And I was driving around Europe, trying to find a team that was technically curious enough to try something completely new, like motion detection.
Oh.
And Asobo had just finished Fuel in 2009, which was a sort of a car game with an open world. They actually had some satellite data in there that munched together and stuff. And I was really impressed by, they were super humble. They had really great tech. Sebastian, the CEO, is a programmer that oftentimes determines sort of what companies are really wonderful at. And they were interested in new technology, and they were not afraid. And those are all good attributes to have when you take on something like Flight Sim, because it's I mean, in some ways you could say no sane person would try this, because it's basically so complicated compared to almost all other games you can make. You're like, yeah, you have to be kind of, into going to the extreme, and that is who they are. So that's when, back in 2015, 16, when I said, let's do a prototype, I just called Seb because he's awesome, and I think Lionel and a few other guys worked on this, and it worked, and they're good guys, as you can see, right? And then, but it also has limits, right? So, and that's probably the biggest change since 2020, right? The first game was made by 120 people total, 20 at Microsoft, 100 at Asobo. And you can't learn everything. There's too much stuff that goes into a project like this. They had a team, I don't know how many people even worked on planes. They had to make 30 planes. They had never made a plane before, ever. Could they go deep on any of the systems of those planes? No, there's no time. Otherwise you make a game 30 years later, right? So you have to cut corners, you have to limit your ambition.